सो हेलो एवरीवन। आज की इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं चार्ल्स लैम्ब अ बैचलर्स कंप्लेंट ऑन बिहेवियर ऑफ मैरिड पीपल के इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आंसर्स। तो शुरू करते हैं। ये क्वेश्चन आंसर्स रेफरेंस टू टेक्स्ट रेफरेंस टू कॉन्टेक्स्ट टाइप के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हैं, जहाँ पर एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट दे रखा है, फिर उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन आपको लिखना होगा। तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, बट आई what I complain of is that they carry this preference so undisquisitely. They park it up in the faces of us single people so shamelessly. You cannot be in their company a moment without being made to feel by some indirect hint or open avowal that you are not the object of this preference. Now there are some things which give no offense while implied and taken for granted merely, but expresses there is much offense in them. तो ये लाइंस जो हैं ये ली गई हैं चार्ल्स लैम्ब के द्वारा लिखे हुए ऐसे अ बैचलर्स कंप्लेन ऑन बिहेवियर ऑफ मैरिड पीपल। तो इन लाइंस में यहाँ पे थोड़ी इंफॉर्मेशन भी दे रखा है। ही इज़ नोन एज द प्रिंस ऑफ एसेइस्ट, और इस ऐसे में उन्होंने कंप्लेंट्स पॉइंट आउट किए अगेंस्ट द मैरिड पीपल विच आर जनरली मेड बाय बैचलर्स. So Charles Lamb himself, as he was a bachelor because of his ill sister, so he himself has faced same problems in his life. So in this passage he is showing, he is displaying that how the married people display their happiness, which makes him feel humiliating and insulting, and that is more insulting than the display of superior knowledge. यानी कि नॉलेज अगर कोई शो ऑफ कर रहा है, यू डू नॉट फील दैट मच ashamed, but by the way that is displayed by married happiness, it makes him feel humiliated. So explanation: Charles Lamb has very humorously and satirically enumerates the infirmities and idiosyncrasies of married people. तो जो चार्ल्स लैम का ये ऐसे इसमें पैथोस और ह्यूमर दोनों को इंक्लूड किया गया है, जहाँ पर वो सिंक्रेसीज यानी फीचर्स, उनके फीचर्स के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे मैरिड पीपल. देयर फर्स्ट इन्फर्मिटी इज़ दैट इन्फर्मिटी मीन्स अ टाइप ऑफ ड्रॉबैक, वीकनेस, दैट दे ग्रेजुअली टेंड टू ग्रो सेल्फ सेंटर्ड. तो जो मैरिड पीपल हैं, दे आर सेल्फ सेंटर्ड, दे डेवलप अ टेंडेंसी टू प्रिफर ईच अदर टू ऑल द वर्ल्ड. They prefer each other to all the world. The offensive part of this excessive love to each other is that they make a public display of this attachment. So Charles Lamb is complaining that married people make display of their love with each other. The moment you happen to fall in their company, the moment you visit them, they will directly or indirectly make you conscious. They will make you aware that you are a misfit, that you are not of that standard and are not liked at all. This indeed is a foregone conclusion, for every bachelor knows that he is a misfit, and he's saying that he is assuring that yes, we know that we are misfit in the company of married couple. So long as this fact remains implied, it does not hurt him, and this fact, he is aware of this fact, but it does not hurt him unless he is someone implies to it or someone makes him to remind it. But it becomes offensive when it is insolently and shamelessly expressed and practiced in your face. So in saying that when you are reminded it again and again by people that you are a misfit, it becomes offensive, and he does not like this kind of behavior. Next question is, the display of superior knowledge or riches may be sufficiently mortifying, but these admit of a palliative. The knowledge which is bought out to insult me may accidentally improve me, and rich man's house and pictures, his parks and gardens, I have a temporary usufruct at least, but the display of married happiness has none of these palliatives. It is throughout pure, uncompensed, unqualified insult. So he's saying that if you are displaying the one's possession, though it seems offensive and mortifying, but it is more offensive than the display of knowledge or riches. If someone is displaying their knowledge and money, it is not so offensive, because it may add something to your knowledge. If someone is showing off their knowledge, you may learn something from them, you may gather some new idea or information from such display, and you will be benefited by it. And in the same way, you may temporarily feel happy while going around huge mansions and pleasure gardens. And if you are going around huge houses and gardens of those married people, you may feel, you may get the happiness just for a while even. But the display of married happiness, it has no compensatory advantage. I mean, it does not give you any advantage. Knowledge and beautiful gardens may benefit you, but the display of married happiness is of no use. It gives pure, unadulterated, unqualified offense. It is an offense. There is absolutely no direct or indirect compensation for you, and you are not being compensated by it. As when you are roaming around the gardens, you may feel happy, you are getting it as compensation, but in this case, you are not given any compensation. So he's saying that it is worse than the display of superior knowledge or the display of riches. Next is marriage by its best title is a monopoly. Monopoly means ruled by a single person and not of the least invidious sort. It is the cunning of most possessors of exclusive privilege to keep their advantage as much out of sight as possible, that their less favored neighbors, seeing little of the benefit, may the less be disposed to question the right. But these married monopolists thrust the most obnoxious part of their patent into our faces. So, the explanation of these lines is that he is saying that marriage is a kind of monopoly, and like every other form of monopoly, it has its own offensive implications. The married monopolist rather give greater offense than other monopolists. Other monopolists, as a rule, try to keep back their sole privilege from the public view. As the people who rule in, even in politics, those who are ruling in monopoly, they try to keep the privileges secret. They do not show off in public. But here, the monopoly which Charles Lamb is referring to, he is saying that it is of no use and it is an offense, because they display it, lest they should provoke jealousy of a spirit